So it's currently September 13th and I move out for college in only 6 days, which is insane because in less than 1 week, I'll be in Los Angeles. I've been daydreaming about moving down to LA since even before I was accepted to UCLA. Having spent the entire first year of college, freshman year, online this past year, I didn't even know when exactly I would ever get to move down to LA. But it's here, it's really here, and it's finally happening. And there's just a lot of mixed feelings inside me at this point. Part of me, like the most part, is so excited to move down for all the adventures and all the new experiences that moving to college is going to entail. And after spending almost all of my life up here in Northern California, I'm super excited to move down and explore what LA and Southern California have to offer. I also can't wait to just be independent and really start feeling more like an adult, because for most of this past year, sure, I was 18 and 19 now, but mostly things just felt like high school 2.0. But there's also a sense of finality in the air. Like after I leave, I probably won't be staying at home for large extended periods of time, but it's just going to be visits here and there. And I'm never really gonna live here with the understanding that I'm not really leaving anytime soon, if that makes sense. And for all this time, moving out seemed like this faraway concept that I had to look forward to. It was this faraway concept to think about, daydream about. But now it's kind of hitting hard, like, whoa, it's happening, it's finally here, and it's going faster than I thought, and it's a little bit of a lot to take in. Like, this room that I've known for all this time, it's going to be a thing of the past soon, and I'm not going to be waking up every morning here. I keep catching myself thinking like, this is the last time I'll do laundry here before I move. And honestly, it's just really hard to describe the feelings. It's like a mixed bag altogether that I can't even barely start to make sense of. I guess a good amount of it just comes from the fact that change is just weird. And I'm really glad that we're finally returning to in-person college and just in-person school. I haven't had that since senior year of high school. But it's still kind of sad to just have to let go of the habits and lifestyle that kind of shaped this past year and honestly over a year since COVID started. You know, this chapter of my life is finally closing, even if it was delayed for a year. And that's a lot to think about. In 1 week, I'll wake up in an unfamiliar room in a city 300 miles away from home and surrounded by my roommates instead of my parents and my brother. There's this funny memory I keep thinking of, but when I was little, maybe 5 or so, I remember my mom told me that, I think she just remarked to me that one day when I would be 18, I'd have to move out and leave home for college. And after she left the room, I kind of just sat there on my bed and just cried because I couldn't imagine leaving. Like, I couldn't fathom the idea of leaving home. And I also couldn't fathom the idea of being 18 because I was like 5, and that just seemed like such a lifetime away. And now here I am. I am 19 years old and about to go to college and leave home. Obviously, I'm older now and I see the world differently and I see things differently. And I'm really hyped to move out and start this next chapter of my life. And to say I'm not scared at all would still be a lie, but I'm a lot more excited and a lot less nervous than I thought I'd be. I feel like I'm 95% excited and maybe just 5% anxious about the future and about changing and about letting go of how things are right now at home because it's all I've ever known. The only time I've ever slept away from home is science camp back in 6th grade when our entire graduating class took a trip for 4 days out in just this outdoor science school. And so obviously this is going to be a huge new experience for me. But my college nerves have more or less disappeared because of how I've still been able to make friends and meet people during this past year, even though it was online. In a way, I guess it gave me a nice in-between transition between high school and college, where I was getting the college classes and the clubs and even making new friends, but I wasn't entirely on my own. I didn't have to worry about everything because I was still living with my parents. I've made a lot of great friends this past year, and I joined a lot of amazing clubs and organizations that have really made UCLA feel like home to me, and I'm so excited to actually experience all of that in person instead of just virtually like I have this past year. So I'm so hyped to see it come to life on another level once I actually get to campus. I feel like home is one of those things that you get so used to that you don't think about it anymore, which makes sense, but now all of a sudden it's all coming to an end soon, and it's making me realize all the little small things that I'm going to miss. Fremont isn't exactly the most exciting city, but I've spent the last 9 years of my life here, and it's been home to so many incredible memories. I spent so many good times and bonded with so many people, and there's just a lot to cherish, and this place means a lot to me. Moving out is a big step, and it makes me all sentimental to think that once I move out and take the big step, I'm essentially kind of closing the door on, you know, childhood. And I don't really know if childhood is exactly the right term, but what I'm trying to say is I'm closing the door on all I've ever known. And that's daunting to think about. I've been feeling just really nostalgic lately, looking back at old photos and childhood pictures and just thinking about my life up to this point. But all that big heavy stuff aside, I'm also gonna miss the small things a lot. I'm going to miss waking up in my own room every morning. I'm going to miss the flowers my mom loves to plant in our backyard. The distinct rhythm of each of my family members' footsteps on the stairs outside my room. The smell of my parents baking bread downstairs in the kitchen. The cool water of our pool on my skin. And so many more minuscule things. I'm going to miss all of it. But it's time for bigger things now, and I couldn't be more ready to start writing the next chapter.
Nothing feels better than this. Nothing feels better. Nothing feels better than this. Nothing feels better. Come on. We don't got high. This is